Hi, good morning. Welcome to my Wednesday devotional. Today we are covering Esther chapter 1, verses 18 through 19. First of all, I want to say happy spring. I hope you guys are doing great and having warm weather where you're at. Um, Let's see. And I also want to ask you if you could please subscribe to my channel. That would really be helpful because that would put it out on the main page. So that's why it's good to subscribe to channels and help promote the videos, and especially for Bible verses that I'm trying to do. And of course, my cooking videos. So anything you watch, I appreciate. I appreciate all the views, the likes, and subscriptions, which is free, by the way. It really helps me a lot, and I really appreciate that. And hopefully, we're helping others with our verses today. So, anyway, all right, so let's go ahead and get to our verses. Esther chapter 1, verses 18 through 19. Verse 18: Before this day is out, the wives of all the king's nobles throughout Persia and Media will hear what the queen did and will start treating their husbands the same way. There will be no end to their contempt and anger. Okay, so remember, they're talking here. This is the advisor talking about Queen Vashti, who rejected the king's offer to go out to his side of the party. All right, verse 19. So what do you call it, advisor, he continues. So if it pleases the king, we suggest that you issue a written decree, a law of the Persians and Medes that cannot be revoked. It should order that the Queen Vashti be forever banished from the presence of King Xerxes, and that the king should choose another queen more worthy than she. All right, so let's talk about verse 18 first. The reason why I highlighted this part about, again, I think I discussed it last week, that Queen Vashti, in my opinion, and I've seen it elsewhere in Google, that her rejection, her disobedience of the king, which was also her husband, actually, that I firmly believe it was a rise of feminism. It was the first time we hear, really, and historically speaking, about feminism of disobedience. Because those of us that have taken marriage vows, especially, now some people have it written out. I myself took, a vow of obedience, to love, honor, and obey. So, and I don't know, of course, that was about 25 years ago, but, maybe other places they don't have to do that, if you go justice of the peace or something like that. But, love, honor, and obey, that's for richer or poorer, sickness and health, right? So, you have to be committed throughout it all. That's the purpose, right? And so when Queen Vashti rejected him and said no, that just did not fly. And in my opinion, I was thinking about this morning. Yeah, I have a little bit of empathy, of course. Maybe she was tired. They were partying for 6 months and another week, so maybe she was just done. I can understand that. I'm not saying I don't understand it, but what I am thinking is really, I understand it, but could there have been another way? Could have she sent a message back instead of rejection? Maybe a delay. Maybe say, I'm tired tonight. Can I do it tomorrow? Can I get some rest tonight and then we'll do this tomorrow? Or maybe, gee, honey, could we talk about this? Now I realize, maybe in that culture, they weren't even authorized because he's the king, as we know. He's the king of all the land, right? Okay, and a large amount of land, I might add. So maybe he just didn't even discuss anything with her, But part of me is like, it is his wife. I gotta believe, and she was the queen, that there was some discussion sometimes. I don't know. I don't know. And I still believe, I don't think he had ill intent, especially since he's always going to his advisors. He's obviously talking to somebody. So I don't know. I'm not entirely convinced that she couldn't have at least said something. If she was strong enough to flat out reject him, with no discussion. Um, she either, maybe they'd had a fight or something the night before and she was just done. I don't know. I mean, there's just so many possibilities. We don't know. Okay, we've been over that before. But the bottom line is, she really shouldn't have been disobedient. If anything, she should have communicated, and if she couldn't have done that, could she have just communicated for a delay? That way, that would give her an opportunity. That would open the door for discussion, by the way. I don't know. I just feel like communication is always a way of, let's get it out on the table in a calm manner, of course, not in an angry way. If the emotions are flying high, then that's not a good time to discuss things. So I was thinking about that. So yeah, the rise of feminism right here. And also, I also wanted to point out something else too. Where did all this come from? Feminism and anger, of course, right here. But beyond that, let's just take it back for a second. Real quickly, I just want to point out, and I didn't write it up here, but I was thinking about this morning. Usually think of other verses later to add to this. Real quickly, if you look back in Genesis 3:16 through 17, after Adam and Eve got caught, eating the apple that the serpent had given them, the devil, right? Okay, so here's what God said to the woman: and you will desire to control your husband, but he will rule over you. Isn't that what happened here? Was there an element of control that Queen Vashti was trying to do? But what's the end game? And God himself said it, but he will rule over you. At the end of the day, it's the king. And he has advisors, kind of like attorneys. And guess what? She lost. We'll find someone more worthy. Ooh, what a dig, right? But also, what's the role of the man? All your life, you will struggle to scratch a living from it. God was referring to the fact that Adam will be working on the ground, toiling over the land. So men go to work, right? Women, and if previous part of Genesis 16, having babies, right? So having babies, but the funny part is, I thought this little part was interesting. And you will desire to control your husband, but he will rule over you. So, end of day, right here. All right, so verse 19. I think we talked about this. If it pleases the king, we're going to order Queen Vashti to be forever banished. Now, this kind of gives us a little hint. Forever banished. Maybe she wasn't beheaded. We're assuming she was beheaded. Or was she banished from the kingdom? A lot of people, we've all wondered that. She might still be alive and just banished. Maybe she went back to her family, Sounds like she could have been out of the kingdom, out of the immediate area, out of the county at least, right? Take her to the county line. She's banished from the presence. So, obviously she's out of the castle for sure, but maybe she got to live. I don't know, because they did say she was beautiful, It's interesting. I hadn't thought about that till just now. Okay, so now this last line, he's going to choose another queen more worthy. Okay, that's a dig, but they're going to get a queen. And it's also soothing. The advisors are probably trying to, soothe the king. We're going to find somebody better for you. It's kind of like after a breakup, how, your friends are like, go get somebody better. Guys will say, you'll see this on TV shows and movies and stuff. The guy's depressed sitting at the bar because, the woman broke up with him or whatever. We'll get somebody better. You just go out there and go play the field. Go find somebody better. So that's actually, maybe that's where that comes from. Go get somebody, go get another woman, and go get a rebound or something like that. But we're gonna find Esther is not the rebound. She really is. She's the whole picture, really. So the advisors were correct. They found somebody much more worthy in that regard. They're both beautiful. Vashti was beautiful, but she just didn't have the inner spirit. The heart wasn't right. Her mind wasn't right to humble herself and just just be obedient, you know. Thinking about this morning, I'm getting older now. It's just easier. I mean, he's got the money and the power. It would just be smart, right? Just something to think about. Okay. All right. Well, this video is going long, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. And I thank you so much for watching. And I appreciate all the views. I really do. Please subscribe and view and watch, and as many times as you want. Like I said, I don't know who it is, so whoever you are, thank you. Thank you for watching, and I guess we'll see you next week. And like I said, we got Palm Sunday this week and Easter coming up, so lots of family time and hopefully time with the Lord. And I hope this Lenten season has been a time to really grow in your relationship with Christ and thinking about Jesus and his sacrifice on the cross, but ultimate resurrection, right? Amen. All right. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.